Hi, I'm Dr. Toni Warner, success strategist, leadership mentor, mom, wife, bestselling author, and someone that's really glad to be with you here today. I'm going to share with you about The Reset, a high achiever's guide to freedom and fulfillment. It's available on Amazon. It truly is a roadmap to helping you get unstuck in a customized way. And what I want to do is I want to share the introduction with you today so that you can get a sample of it and feel if it's for you. Click, click, clickety click. The sound of my fingertips rampantly tapping against the keyboard echoed throughout the whole first floor of my home. I was sitting at my dining room table, staring at my computer screen. I'd been crunching numbers and building, then rebuilding my schedule so I could figure out a way to make it all work. You see, just 1 year prior to this day, I'd opened up my own private practice as a psychotherapist. That same year, I'd also completed my PhD program. 1 year prior to that, I'd gotten our first family puppy and had my third baby. Things were supposed to be stable now. No more schooling, no more late nights and long weekends of graduate classes, juggling full time work, motherhood, health issues, and marriage. But things didn't feel stable. Things didn't feel right. My mind, heart, and soul were yearning for more. Seemingly, the avenue to the more that I'd yearned for had presented itself in an unexpected way earlier in the year. It was an avenue down a path that I'd never thought of going before, but for some reason, it felt so right. And so I found myself sitting at my dining room table, trying to find a way to make time for this new thing while maintaining my current workload and still be the present involved mom that I enjoy being. As I tapped and stared, then stared and tapped away at my computer, I was trying to find practical ways to justify doing this new thing that I knew would cost time and money up front without an immediate return. I was determined. And secretly, I was scared. I was scared my ambitious venture would stress my husband out and he'd get mad, and that there was yet another big thing, seemingly nonsensical thing that I wanted to do. I was scared I'd apply myself, invest my time and money, and then have nothing to show for it in the end. I was scared that if I started this thing, there was no going back. Failure couldn't be an option, even though I couldn't guarantee what may or may not happen. If I do it, I have to make it work. I feared disappointment. I didn't want to disappoint myself. I didn't want to disappoint him. I didn't want to disappoint anyone. On this particular day, though, more than fear, I felt the faith. The faith that this route was the one I was meant to go down, even if it meant taking risks, falling flat, being misunderstood, or challenging myself in new ways. I felt the faith that the deeper impact and the larger income could both happen with abundance if I was willing to do this scary yet exciting thing. Staring, vacillating my eyes back and forth from my screen to my notebook, I realized what I needed to do. I needed to take the leap. No, I wanted to take the leap despite the fear. My faith was stronger, and I desired to leave my salaried position to open a second business so I could deepen my impact and income in my own ways while still having time to be home with my children. My heart pounded in my chest so loud that I'm pretty sure it could be heard from the second floor of our extended Cape Cod home. My palms were sweating. I couldn't bring myself to cohesively speak the words, so I texted them. I can't build the business that I want to build, make the impact I want to make, and be the mom that I want to be if I stay at my full time job. I have to leave. I want time to focus on building my businesses and being with my kids. Was I asking too much? Maybe I am a little nuts. I hit send, and I darn near felt like my head was going to explode. I'd sent the text to my husband. I just finished my PhD. He's going to think that I am nuts. He's never going to understand. He's going to freak out. And I think he's just going to want me to play it safe and just stay where I'm at. And now, although the wait was brief, the pause was palpable. What did he say? I grew more anxious, and then I heard the buzzing of the vibrations from my phone against the table. It was him. He responded. Should I look? I knew uncertainty and spontaneity weren't necessarily his things, which is why What happened next completely stunned me. He said, follow your heart. What? Seriously? Never had he ever muttered those words to me or probably to anyone else. I was shocked. I took a double look at the text to make sure that I read it right. I have no idea what my face looked like at that moment, but I imagine that my jaw dropped. My butt felt like it was glued to the chair. I couldn't get up. I could feel my heart pushing against my chest. Immediately, my eyes welled up with tears and I cried. I cried tears of joy, of excitement, of love, of gratitude, and of relief. Warmth filled my body from head to toe. I had no idea where this new entrepreneurial road was going to take me or us, but it was most certainly this moment on this day that solidified my decision to chart this uncharted course. This moment was one of the single most defining moments of my journey, which would eventually lead me to creating the reset and writing this book for you. Months later, I'd leave my full-time work as a school social worker, emotional support counselor, and consultant. I'd turn my attention to growing my existing private practice as a psychotherapist, as well as pursue that unexpected avenue through a second business, becoming a lifestyle success and leadership coach. This was just one life-changing experience that I had as a result of my own reset. Where your reset journey is going to take you is yet unknown. Regardless of what's going on in your life right now, you can expect the unexpected to happen if you take your reset journey seriously. And so I say, welcome. Welcome to your reset journey. You are here, at least in part, because you want to feel better and clearer in some way. We all have decisions to make and habits to break. It's part of being human. We all tend to get stuck in habits, whether they're doing us any good or not. Certain lifestyle patterns and mental habits wind up preventing us from making and sticking with decisions that could lead to better experiences and outcomes in our lives, both personally and professionally. We stay stuck in old patterns most often due to a lack of awareness or a lack of clarity. Therefore, to help you get unstuck, this book will help you optimize both of these, your awareness and your clarity. Awareness about where you're actually stuck and why, plus clarity about these two things, as well as what next steps to take and in what direction. Choosing to open this book and to apply it to yourself means that at least part of you is ready to explore and potentially commit to change. Maybe the change that you want is big, maybe it's small, or perhaps you view it as somewhere in between. Regardless, there's something you want to improve or to change in your life in some way. The above is the case for most people at some point in life. While some decisions might feel easier to make, most people have a particular area that they tend to get stuck in time and time again. It's happened to me plenty of times. Take this book, for example. I've wanted to write a book, multiple books, probably since I was a teen. I started at least a dozen drafts before following through with this one. Although I decided that I wanted to write a book a long time ago, I hadn't decided exactly what I wanted to write about or when I'd want to have it completed. I'd created a strong lifestyle habit of staying super busy with a ton of different things going on in my life at any given point in time. This busyness made it easy for me to not get committed to making the decisions that I needed to make in order to create my first solo book and get it out into the world. It wasn't until I released a best-selling collaborative book back in 2020. It was called The Wellness Universe Guide to Complete Self-Care, 25 Tools to Stress Relief, that I finally committed to completing my own individual book in 2021. You can find that Wellness Universe Guide to Complete Self-Care, 25 Tools to Stress Relief on boldandbalancecoaching.com if you're interested in checking that out, to have that in your back pocket as well. Maybe you're not exactly sure what you want yet, but you definitely know that you want to feel more clear and fulfilled than you presently are or have been. Perhaps you just don't want to feel stuck anymore. Conversely, you may have already decided you do or don't want something, but you haven't yet fully committed to the steps needed to get there. Perhaps the details of those steps seem hazy or out of reach because you've got habits that keep getting in the way of moving toward that goal. Wherever you're at with all of that, you can bring it here and you can apply it to this reset process. I designed the reset process to address my own experiences of vying for a reset because I wasn't feeling satisfied in my life, not personally, not professionally. I called upon my personal experiences. I dove into the research and I pulled in my own professional experience as a psychotherapist and coach to distill the process for resetting into 8 practical core concepts. Now, these are easily customizable and therefore widely applicable and beneficial to many. From this conglomeration, the reset was born. As a result of these many years of effort, you get the benefit of saved time and turmoil, as you don't have to figure out how to reset all on your own like I did. However, please know that you get out of this process whatever it is that you put into it. So should you choose to commit yourself to this process to reset, I have no doubt that you're going to gain invaluable insight and great benefits along your reset journey. Using this book is one of a multitude of ways to engage in the reset process. You can head over to boldandbalancecoaching.com and you can view the current programs and services and YouTube channel that have a ton of valuable things available to you to support you along your reset process or your up-leveling process or whatever it is that you want to see propel yourself moving forward in your life, personally or professionally. If you want to grab the reset book for yourself, you can go ahead over to Amazon, but also I have a really neat hybrid audio course for the reset. And it is going to break down all of the core concepts for you, all of the prompts for you that are completely customizable, and it's going to have some other goodies and bonuses in there as well. You can click the link below if you're interested in grabbing that audio course. I hope you decide when you want to reset and that you go ahead, you commit to that process, and you enjoy the ride. Enjoy your reset journey.